As we sit out here in this farm and imagine what would be the appropriate logo for us, the idea came to us that there's nothing more fundamental to our business, nothing more essential to us having crops than bees. Now here we don't just depend on honeybees, which we do. We bring in bees every year for the apples, but we also depend on wild bees. And wild bees are an important part of this ecosystem. We're surrounded by woods. There's a lot of bees in this area. Bees are essential to our business because they are the ones that pollinate the trees that give us the apples. We feel like choosing the bee imposes on us a certain responsibility. It reminds us on a daily basis that this is what is dependent on us as much as we are dependent on it. We feel like having fresh ingredients produced locally, processed with our own efforts, can really provide people with a product that they would like and that they would support. This is made possible to a certain extent by the fact that we're going to employ technology. Rather than do it all by hand, which we have for years and years, we're going to include some machinery in this. There will be a theme, which is we don't run away from technology. We embrace a lot of the new technology, any number of things that can save a little bit of time and effort and reduce the cost of the products that we bring to you. We'll be doing a lot of that. We feel diversity is important. We feel having animals in the picture is important. But probably the most important thing for us is getting consumers involved. Getting consumers tied to the farm in ways that both help sustain us, but also help sustain them because it becomes part of their life. And we feel like that's the program going forward. That's what we want to do. That's what we want to be about. We want to be part of the solution of a more robust, more sustainable food system that nourishes people's spirits as well as their bellies. U-pick orchards, I would say, are one of the vanguard elements in American society anyways that have brought consumers out to the farm. They're going to have a great experience just being outside and enjoying some great fresh fruit alongside some fresh air. And that became the experience that has really driven a lot of U-pick operations. But beyond that, what can we do? I mean, how can we tie consumers closer to what we're trying to do? And that is get them out here more often and get them out here for a wider range of things. Get them out here to enjoy some music. Get them out here to just be outside more. I mean, just to be out in nature is a great thing. We're going to try and get together with consumers in more ways. We'll start selling more stuff in the local supermarkets just so that people have a chance to buy good locally made, homemade products, freshly grown apples, strawberries that were picked the day before instead of a week before. We're also able to do a lot of stuff new in the bakery. So we've already been making our own turnovers and our own pies, and we're going to continue to do that. We're going to continue to use our own fruit, our own apples, our own strawberries to make outstanding desserts. But more than that, we're also looking at a lot of other things that we can do with this same fruit. And we're looking at growing a lot wider range of fruit so that we want to have different offerings every week. Another thing that we're doing is really ramping up the different ways that we're going to bring stuff to you. And one thing we've been doing the last 3 years, as you may know, is we started Rapid Creek Cidery, which upstairs is a full-on sit-down restaurant with one of the best chefs in the area, focused on really bringing out the seasonal foods, menus that change day by day almost, always specials based on, hey, we got some asparagus in today, or we got rhubarb, or we got peaches, or we got some great looking beef that came our way. Bring meals to you that really reflect this local bounty that we're producing and others around us are producing. So as we move forward with Rapid Creek Cidery and the event space downstairs, you'll see a lot more variations in the kind of meals we offer, the kind of experiences we offer, but it's all going to be tied together by that common theme of let's create great stuff, great food from the land, and let's couple that with a really rewarding experience of actually being out on that land. Another product that we're deeply into is hard cider, and pretty passionate about this because I mean, Number one, hard cider is like an American tradition, right? It was the drink of choice for pioneers. There's talk that pioneers drank more hard cider than water. Over the years, we've kind of lost the plot on hard cider, and we're just now getting it back. And I think that's compelling in and of itself to us, because we love the tradition that hard cider has in this country, especially in the Midwest, where most pioneers grew apples not for eating, but rather to make hard cider with. And that tradition is important to us, but as compelling, maybe even more compelling, is the fact that now there's a revival, and just like the wine industry, people are discovering cider for all its complexities. In order to make that happen, we have to grow our own apples. We have to press apples directly, not use concentrate and all this kind of ingredients and stuff like that. What we want to do is make a great product just like a great wine. You choose the right varieties, and you press them, you process them, and make a nice clean product, and sort of unleash the flavor, unleash the sort of complexity of that particular fruit. So we've started planting orchards just for hard cider. You know, varieties, some of them from England, some of them from France, some of them from the United States, some old, some new. And we're starting to mess around in some really fun ways with trying to craft ciders that really speak to the terroir of Iowa. We feel really blessed to be here in this bit of Iowa, a little bit of heaven. We want to share it with people, and you know, we feel like the appetite is strong for a richer relationship with the farm that grew the food that you came to enjoy, and a richer relationship with the ecosystem that supported that farm.